This isn't a call for reckless masochism or a dismissal of genuine hardship. Instead, it is a profound declaration of perspective, a strategic reframe that empowers us to endure the fleeting discomfort of effort, struggle, and setback, knowing that the rewards, the profound satisfaction, the unshakable confidence, and the lasting legacy of a champion will far outlive the temporary sting. It is a call to look beyond the immediate moment of struggle and fix our gaze on the ultimate triumph we are capable of achieving. Part 1. The inevitability and purpose of suffering, the crucible of growth. Let's first confront the word suffer. It carries a heavy connotation, often associated with unavoidable pain and despair. But in this context, suffer refers to the voluntary, intentional discomfort we embrace in pursuit of a higher goal. It is the price of admission to the arena of greatness, the necessary resistance that builds strength. Consider the various forms of this suffering in the journey towards becoming a champion. The physical burn, the lactic acid screaming in your muscles during an intense workout, the exhaustion from pushing your physical limits, the discipline of a restrictive diet. This is the discomfort of physical transformation. The mental grind, the relentless self-doubt that whispers, "You're not good enough." The mental fatigue from complex problem solving, the anxiety of uncertainty, the pressure of high stakes. This is the discomfort of intellectual and strategic growth. The emotional ache, the sting of rejection, the ache of loss, the frustration of a dream deferred, the loneliness of striving alone when others are comfortable. This is the discomfort of emotional resilience and perseverance. The sacrifice of comfort, giving up immediate gratification, sacrificing leisure time, choosing disciplined work over easy distractions, saying no to things that don't serve your ultimate vision. This is the discomfort of intentional living. When we are in the grip of this suffering, especially intense suffering, it can feel eternal. The moment stretches, the discomfort magnifies, and our minds, wired to seek comfort, scream for it to stop. We might find ourselves saying, "I can't take this anymore," or "This will never end." This perception of permanence is perhaps the most dangerous aspect of suffering, as it can lead to surrender, to giving up just before the breakthrough. But here's the critical insight. As we explored in Pain is Temporary, Greatness Lasts Forever. This suffering, by its very nature, is temporary. It is a state, a phase, a test, not a permanent condition. The burn in your muscles subsides, the mental fog clears, the emotional ache eventually yields to healing and strength. Every storm, no matter how fierce, eventually runs out of rain. The purpose of this suffering is not to punish you, but to forge you. It is the crucible in which character is refined, skills are sharpened, and true resilience is built. Without resistance, there is no strength. Without challenge, there is no growth. Without the willingness to suffer, there is no champion. Part 2. The definition of a champion. A life forged in fire. What does it truly mean to live the rest of your life as a champion? This isn't solely about winning trophies, breaking records, or accumulating wealth, though these can certainly be outcomes. Being a champion is a state of being, a way of living, a profound internal victory that transcends external circumstances. A champion is defined by unshakable resilience. A champion is not someone who never falls, but someone who always gets back up. They understand that setbacks are not failures, but feedback. They embody the spirit of fall 7 times, stand up 8. Their ability to bounce back stronger from adversity is their most powerful asset. Mastery through dedication. Champions are relentlessly committed to their craft. They embrace the deliberate practice, the endless repetitions, and the continuous learning required to achieve excellence. They understand that mastery is a journey, not a destination, and that true skill is forged through consistent, often uncomfortable effort. Integrity and character. A champion's greatness extends beyond their performance. It encompasses their values, their ethics, and how they treat others. They lead by example, inspire trust, and leave a positive mark on those around them. Their character is their most enduring legacy. Purpose-driven action. Champions are driven by a clear why. Their suffering has meaning because it serves a purpose larger than themselves. Whether it's to inspire, innovate, serve, or achieve a specific vision, their purpose acts as an unyielding anchor during the storm. Inner peace and fulfillment. The ultimate reward of a champion's life is not just external success, but a profound sense of inner peace and fulfillment. This comes from knowing they gave their absolute best, pushed their limits, and lived in alignment with their highest potential. They go to bed with satisfaction, knowing they woke up with determination. Inspiration to others. A champion's journey, especially their willingness to suffer and overcome, becomes a beacon of hope and possibility for others. Their story inspires, motivates, and provides a blueprint for what is possible when one refuses to quit. Living as a champion means living a life of purpose, courage, and relentless growth. It means embracing the process, savoring the small victories, and understanding that the struggle itself is part of the triumph. Part 3. The choice to endure. Practical strategies for becoming a champion. The path to becoming a champion, to enduring the suffering now for a lifetime of greatness, is a choice you make every single day in every moment of challenge. It's a muscle you build, not a gift you receive. Here are practical strategies to cultivate the champion within. Reframe suffering as training. Change your internal dialogue. When you encounter discomfort, instead of "this is terrible," tell yourself, "this is training. This is how I get stronger. This is the resistance that builds my resilience." View it as a necessary part of your champion's journey. Define your champion vision. Get crystal clear on what living as a champion means to you. What does it look like, feel like, sound like? What specific achievements, character traits, or impacts define your champion self? The more vivid your vision, the more powerful your motivation to endure the temporary suffering. Break down the pain into manageable chunks. The thought of enduring prolonged suffering can be overwhelming. Break it down. Focus only on the next 5 minutes, the next hour, the next day. I just need to get through this set. I just need to focus for the next 30 minutes. I just need to get through today. This makes the seemingly unbearable bearable. Cultivate a next step mentality. When faced with a challenge, don't dwell on the magnitude of the problem. Instead, ask, what is the very next smallest action I can take to move forward? Then take that step. This action-oriented approach prevents paralysis and builds momentum. Embrace deliberate practice and consistent effort. Champions don't get lucky, they work relentlessly. Dedicate consistent time to honing your skills, learning new information, and refining your approach. It's the daily, often unglamorous grind that builds mastery. Remember, progress is progress no matter how small. Build a resilient support system. You don't have to suffer alone. Surround yourself with people who believe in your vision, who will challenge you constructively, and who will remind you of your strength when you falter. Seek out mentors who have walked similar paths and learn to endure. Prioritize strategic recovery. Enduring suffering doesn't mean neglecting your well-being. It means strategic recovery. Adequate sleep, nutritious food, mindful breaks, and time for rejuvenation are not luxuries. They are essential components of sustainable high performance. You cannot pour from an empty cup. Practice self-compassion and gratitude. When you stumble, be kind to yourself. Acknowledge your humanity. Then shift your focus to gratitude. Even in the midst of suffering, there is always something to be thankful for. This practice builds positivity and strengthens your inner resolve. Learn relentlessly from every setback. Every moment of suffering, every mistake, every obstacle is a data point. Ask, What is this teaching me? How can I adjust? What new strategy can I employ? This commitment to continuous learning ensures that no suffering is wasted. It is always transmuted into wisdom and strength. Visualize your champion self. Regularly take time to visualize yourself not just achieving your goals, but living as the champion you aspire to be. See yourself embodying the character, the resilience, and the impact. Feel the profound satisfaction. This mental rehearsal primes your mind for success and strengthens your resolve to endure. The unforgettable legacy of the champion. Think of the countless individuals who have embodied this principle throughout history. The athlete who pushes through injury to compete. The artist who endures years of obscurity to create a masterpiece. The entrepreneur who faces bankruptcy